What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode, a very festive episode. It is your girl, savannahwrightvideos, beside KOC. How's it going?
Good. I love the festivities. There's something, even though November, December, October, it starts with seasons, it gets colder. But it's also it's such a happy time.
Mm-hmm.
When you said that, I was like, there's just so much to happen.
Mm-hmm.
From Christmas to Thanksgiving to every week, it's a new something to celebrate. It's dopamine centric.
Yeah, I love it. I think it was a way of us finding happiness through a very dark, depressing time of the cold winter.
Oh, there's a conspiracy theory. Is that why we celebrate so much in the winter and that? Because there's nothing else to do?
Yeah. I mean, for you. So, be spearfishing left and right. But yeah, I mean, back when I lived in Seattle, I feel like those are some of my fondest memories was wintertime, even though it was so cold, but all the fun festive treats and things to do. Everyone's so merry and happy, usually.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
So I'm just the Christmas, when you think about it, you're oh, Christmas lights and all that, you're is that really just to take away the depressing parts of the winter? Because think January, February, brutal months. Because there's no, having a Christmas light's kind of sad because Christmas is over.
Yeah.
But then that's the only thing that makes it pretty.
Yeah.
So that's true.
They would always say that when I was younger, oh, February is such a depressing month. And I'd be what? It's my birthday, guys.
Oh, true.
So when I was a kid, I was that is so rude, Mom and Dad, you say that because I was born.
Well, here's another conspiracy theory of sorts. Maybe having a February, March birthday is the best because those are the 2 months nothing's really going on. You know what I mean? But if you have a birthday in those months, you have something to look forward to. But because I have a July birthday, those months are dead months to me. I'm just get to the summer. There's nothing to celebrate. There's no parties. But if you have, that could be
there's no 4th of July for you. I was what are you talking about? July?
But that's what I mean, until July and all those, there's nothing to celebrate. There's no holidays.
Yeah.
So January, February, March is a write-off for me. Because there's no holidays. It's just get through it. Get to April, get to the spring, get to the summertime. But if you have a birthday, it gives you an extra holiday versus July. July would be great without my birthday. So it's kind of low key.
That's true. For all those that are December babies.
Yeah. Tough.
I feel bad for you. I pity you because you got to share it with baby Jesus and you got to share it with Christmas. And I'd be annoyed. If it was me, Michael, we celebrate it, December 1st is his birthday.
Yeah.
And then it's do I get him a Christmas gift or do I just give him a birthday gift? I might as well combine it, and that bothers him.
Yeah. My brother, December 16th baby, same idea.
Ooh, yeah, that's rough.
Tough. But another fun fact about great thing being a February baby, March baby, January baby. Have you read the book Outliers?
No.
The percent, and it's specifically about NHL. I don't know why. I'm sure it's all other sports. The percent of NHL players that are born between January and February is January and April is 85%.
Wow.
Because most sports leagues, just the time, if your kid is born in those, they're twice the size of the kids in December. So it's almost you're the older kids, so you'll always be the best. Because how much you mature in a year, every year growing up, so you always become the best. And because of that, you get with the better training and all that. So just a little something to think about.
So when you're fucked up.
You could have been a pro.
I would have never became a pro. I'm just a big old baby, clearly.
Should have.
Wow. But that's true.
If you want pro athlete babies, just, do the math.
Okay. That's Michael and I's aim, obviously. I mean, we both are obviously very talented and athletic.
You guys
that's sarcastic. I mean, as in average. We're no Keltie Megs in his house, but I hope they have Michael's brains and they have my beauty.
And then they'll be successful,
right? The B&B.
They'll get, because you said that, they're gonna get the opposite. They're gonna get his looks and your brains.
Which is so great. Which is not mad at that. Yeah. Combo. My brains aren't that bad. They're not anything to rave about.
I mean, they won't be the next Steve Jobs, but could be very successful. Just maybe not with technology. You won't be building the next iPhone.
No, anybody that would watch me use a computer, it pains everybody. Michael will be you are my mother, who is 60, because I don't know how to work my laptop. And I think it's a beautiful thing in life to not know how to work a laptop.
I mean, you appreciate everything outside of technology even more.
But
you can't handle technology.
Let me tell you, when I hang out with my mom or my dad, I feel smart. I feel like an Apple wizard.
Isn't that the best feeling, though?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good with technology, but when I'm with my family, oh my God, like I said, I'm Steve Jobs.
But
then I'm next
to
to my
really
brother.
Good at technology.
Thank you. But then I'm next to my brother who's actually could have been work for Apple and all that. And I'm Help me.
Yeah. But just like remember, there's always someone worse than you. My friend Maddie,
True.
she turned on vanish mode on Instagram DM with me. Yeah. And I said, get this off. I hated like it was black and I couldn't see like what she sent to me because it would disappear. And she's like, you turned it on. And I'm like, I didn't turn it on. And I would know how to turn off vanish mode if I had it. And so she came to visit me and I said, give me your goddamn phone, Maddie. And she gives it to me and she's like, well, I'm telling you right now, you turned it on. And I just swiped. Yeah. Swiped. And she's like, had no idea how to do it. We had vanish mode for 6 months together. And we DM'd each other daily. And I was like, oh, just swipe. I'd say, just swipe up. And she's like, no, it's not working.
Oh my God. That's the most like mom moment. No offense. Love Maddie. Like she's gorgeous and youthful and young.
To be a mom, that's for
But
sure.
like she's in that era and there's something so funny. Like we'll turn on vanish mode. But like when she couldn't get out of vanish mode.
And then it blames on me like, no, it's not you. Because she is like an online marketer. She's like, it's not me, it's you. I'm like, no, honey, it is you. This is not my first rodeo on Instagram. So I did feel really smart. So
how many times a week do you accidentally turn on vanish mode?
Oh, all the time. And then I'm like, do you think that people think you're weird? Like you're trying to be incognito?
Do you get a notification when someone else does?
No.
I was just going to say, because like I do it, but you turn it off so fast. So I always wonder, I was like, does anyone notice? Because I do it so often.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like I swipe so fast. So I say at least once a day I turn on vanish mode.
Same.
Yeah. And then I'm instantly like, I'm vanished.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, no, I don't want you to think I'm sending you some, like salacious message.
Yeah.
I one time accidentally turned it on with 1UP Nutrition. Like,
I'm scared.
I'm like, these are my employers. And I was like, oh no. And I felt really embarrassed.
Yeah, that's a little awkward.
I know.
I'm going to do that now whenever, because it's sometimes you like DM brands. So then next time I'm just going to turn on Lulu just for shits and giggles. See like Lulu. Because I love DMing major brands because you just know it's a random intern or like some like the marketing. It's sometimes like high up in the market. You don't know who you're talking to. So I'm like, I love when they DM back and forth. Like it's a conversation. I'm like, who am I talking to?
Totally.
But it's a person. But I'm like, you could be a lousy, like random intern or you could be like the CEO of marketing. Yeah. I'm like, and I kind of love it.
And if they DM you, you're like, man, there is some insider knowledge there that likes me.
I know.
Because it's like always so random. And I'm always like, say I tag, I don't know, like Olplex or whatever. I love them. And then all of a sudden I'll randomly like months later get like a message and you're like, how did you find me? I'm not that findable in what sense, right? So somebody is like
paying attention.
Your friend.
Someone's paying attention.
And you're like, please stay on the team so I get free Olplex.
I would gladly take free Olplex.
Right?
That'd be nice.
Right? Nice. I know. I was like, I love it. Nutrafol too.
Oh, I know you're on your Nutrafol grind. I'm thinking actually, here's a just random before I forget. Good Christmas present for men in your life. I know it sounds crazy. I know they have a men's line. But how many men losing their hair? I saw this randomly.
I think you'd offend them.
Huh?
I think you would offend somebody with Nutrafol.
All I'm just saying, no, you never know. There's a couple listening. Like, you have like, I just think some people in my life won't like, and they like talk about it and they're like, oh, I'm trying to get over it. Like, especially guys, like they always wearing the baseball hat. And they don't really know what to do because they're not like girls. Like we got 1,000 things. But I've randomly, Christian Guzman video came on. Like after, like it started playing, and it was his hair care because he was losing his hair. Like stressing on that. And one of his things was Nutrafol. Because there's a men's line. It's like, and it's like all black. So it looks like a manly supplement, but it's for like hair growth. And he's like, it actually works. And so I'm just like, that's actually, obviously you have to know the man in your life if they're like self-conscious. But like, I just think like, I know some guys in my life who would be like, thank you. Do you know what I mean?
Secretly like, this is the best gift you could ever give me.
It's when they like don't want to admit they want girly advice, but they want girly advice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a men's line for it. So you don't have to get them the girlies.
Yeah.
It's like strictly for men.
Yeah. That was like something I, in college, was kind of like weirded out if I saw a guy always wearing a backwards hat. Did you ever feel that way? Like I was like,
opposite.
Like the guy I dated before Michael always wore a backwards hat. And I was like, let me see it without. You got a full head of hair? Are you hiding something? Are you good? He just, to be honest, liked hats. Yeah. I saw the head of hair. But, like, I give Michael a hard time about it as well. He has a full head of hair. Yeah. But it's, like, something weird if they wear it. Like, Michael wears a hat every day as well. Yeah. To, like, keep his hair out when it's so hot. But I'm like, what are you hiding back there?
Oh, see, I think it's so opposite than you.
What do you mean? Do they have a full head of hair?
I think a backwards hat is the makeup for men. Because a man in a backwards hat is so hot.
Yeah.
And like sometimes they take it off and I'm like, oh, it was just a backwards hat. It wasn't you.
Oh,
and like, you know what I mean? But there's like, even like when Megs has it and he usually wears it normally, but when it's backwards, I'm like, oh my God.
Totally.
But so like, honestly, I was like, there's something about it.
Yeah.
It's the makeup for men.
It's their eyelashes or something.
And then they take it off. And even if they have gray hair underneath.
Totally right.
It's like there's something about it. It looks so good. Yeah. And they take it off and you're like, oh. And it's not like them saying they're secretly bald underneath. It was just like, oh.
Totally. There's something about it like kind of popped up a little bit.
There's something about it. Mm-hmm. It's like the gray sweatpants and backwards hat. Yeah. There's something about it.
So maybe that like the guy dated before Michael, because Michael, I'm like, okay, well, we're married. I don't think he would like hide that from me. Mm-hmm. But maybe he just thought like, oh, I committed to a backwards hat. It's my makeup every day for her.
Exactly.
I can't not have a backwards hat with her.
I wonder if he noticed the attention. You know what I mean? Also from
my eyes were hard eyes. And then the minute it was off, I was like, ew.
And
are you balding?
And men only have so many things to change. Like us, like we have a ponytail, hair up, curled, makeup. No makeup, it's like them, it's hat on, hat off, backwards, forward. So they can put it together pretty fast.
Blow dry hair, brush it one way. Uh-huh. There's that dark time I made Michael grow out his hair and he looked so creepy.
Oh no.
So creepy. I regret it so much. I really, really feel bad for him.
Oh, really?
He did it for me. And like, I knew it didn't look good. Yeah. And then I was like, at what point do I tell him what I made him commit to for a year doesn't look good on him? We went to his sister's wedding. So something that you will always have photos of. Yeah. And we to this day make fun of his hair in these photos. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. You're being like the nicest fiance. You grew your hair out long for me. And it just made him look so creepy.
Oh, no.
It looked like he belonged in a scary movie or something.
But at least you can put it to bed. You don't have to be like, grow it out. Now you're like, please never grow it out.
No, and it looks so good the way it is. I'm like, don't go any shorter, don't go any longer. But my fault, not his. Mm-hmm.
That's life. That's life.
Yeah, I agree. I had a fetish of wanting long hair, and then I said, just kidding.
Now you know. Now you know. You tried.
Yeah.
You tried.
Yeah. I agree. Okay, should we get into our first hot take?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it's a little winter themed, so I figured I would share my first hot take. And that is holiday shopping can just be done online. Everybody wants to go to the mall, but whenever I go to the mall and I see Santa Claus and I get my pumpkin spice or I get my peppermint hot chocolate, I never find what I want. I just go on Amazon. So why do we keep going to the malls? Yeah. I think it's because it's nostalgic.
See, I have kind of agree but disagree with you. Because I do most of my shopping online, and now I get ahead of it because I try and do Black Friday sales. Try and get ahead, organize it, because I travel too. That like I have to have everything like before December. So like I have to do but then I usually around December go shopping for pure dopamine. I'm not actually shopping. I'm popping around. I don't need to find anything. And I was like, I'll find this little trinket. We get it. But it's just purely for the vibes. Mm-hmm. And like, don't mix the two together. It's too stressful. And then you don't get the vibes because you're actually just spending for your life amongst the chaos. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, pick one, two, shop online and then go for the vibes. Yeah. But don't expect you're going to get the vibes and actually succeed in shopping. You won't. Yeah. You can't do both.
Shopping online, I feel like can be a slippery slope. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes I'll forget I shopped because it hasn't come yet. And then I'm stuck with 3 packages of 7 dresses. And I'm like, oh shit, I was just supposed to buy one. Do you not do that? Is it just me?
I guess. I will say, though, the one thing about shopping online that's good for me is like when you go shopping in the store, you're kind of like, oh, buy this, put it in the car. And you're just like chalking up and like, check. But when you purchase something online, I get that notification for my credit card that was like, that was just that much money. And there's something so real about like, oh, yeah, no, I actually spent that much money. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a reminder, and it's always, like, a minute delayed. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, no, that's actually on the credit card. Mm-hmm. So something about it, I'm like, I slow myself down. I'm like, you just spent $100. Yeah. Remember, breathe before your next purchase.
I think this might be a universal girly problem, and I'm curious if you feel this way with Megs or not. So I love to shop at, like, Home Goods, TJ Maxx. Is it a need? No. Is it a want? Mm-hmm. Yes. Is it a hobby? 1000%. Mm-hmm. So I will shop at like TJ Maxx and I will slowly bring things in so Michael doesn't notice.
Hopefully.
But I'm like, I make my own money. He's never once lectured me being like, that's dumb, you don't need it. Like he's never once said it, but in my head, I'm like, this man never shops. I feel guilty. Yeah. I'm like shopping away, buying stupid shit I definitely don't need. Mm-hmm. And I saw all these TikToks of girls slowly like bringing in their Target hauls. Yeah. So the husbands don't notice. Do you do that with Meg?
We all do it because it's like men don't get it.
Don't get it.
We have to buy so much shit Do you know what I mean? Just whether it be our Sephora and our makeup and our hair and then some clothes. And then like we also decorate the home. And so like when they compare it, it's like, you have a shopping problem. Like, no, we just actually buy things. You don't. You would use the same deodorant and forget you have deodorant. So there's like, it's so polarizing. So it's almost like they're happy when suddenly the house is decorated, everything's there. They're very happy. But like, if they see it, they'll start judging. They're like, why are you shopping so much? You're spending your own money. I'm like, no. We're logical about how we spend it. But they just don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't get it. So we have to do it because the men are dumb.
They are dumb.
They're dumb. And but I'm like, as soon as they sit, they're like, oh, it is so nice to be in a house that's decorated and warm and cozy. But if they see 3 HomeSense things, they'll be like, why are we shopping so much? I'm like, the $3 mug is not going to make or break us.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, you actually love the cheese grater I just bought. You're welcome. Fully. Right? Like, that's where I'm like, you should be thanking me that I have these luxuries in our house, because if it's up to you, you're having paper towels and paper plates.
Just remember that image that's always trending on social media of like a single man that's like a mattress on the ground and a TV and like a little thing. And that's how they would live if it weren't for us.
That's how Michael lived.
Yeah. And they all do. That's how Megs lives.
He didn't have a bed frame until we met.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're getting a bed frame. Or even, I think like, I do love to buy some workout clothes, right? And Michael has worn the same workout clothes that I gifted him when I first started influencing. And I'm like, that's not on me that you don't want to shop. It's not my fault you don't want to buy Lululemon.
Exactly.
Like, sorry.
And it's one of those, if you start to, you guys can't pay your bills and you're dipping into your emergency funds, but like your disposable income is supposed to be disposable. Dispose of it.
And I feel like maybe they like to like buy a nice steak. I'm like, I want to buy a nice top on sale for $5 at TJ Maxx.
Also, not
treasure hunting.
All men, but here's the classic men versus girl. We'll buy like $100 set, like new Lulu set. We'll buy a $5 coffee. We buy a lot of things like that. And kind of spread out throughout the year and we spend blank amount of money. Men will buy nothing. But then they'll show up with a $20K brand new car or things of golf. So they do it, but they do it in like large chunks. So it's a new set of golf clubs. It's a new car. It's a new lawnmower. So they do it, but they do it in like, they pay $5K, $1,000 versus we're like, a little 50 here. It's just different. We're gatherers, they're hunters that go get one big kill.
Yes.
And we pick berries.
Yes. I am a treasure hunter. Michael recently, he was like, I'm thinking of getting a sports car. I'm like, we live in Puerto Rico. There are potholes bigger than my face.
Where you drive?
Literally, I'm like, we make fun of people that get sports cars here. He's like, no, I feel like I need my free will. I need to get a sports car. And I was like, okay, go off. Like, I don't care. Go for it. I would prefer a G-Wagon if you're going to, go that route, but okay. So I'm like over here being like, well, wouldn't a G-Wagon be like a sports car? And he's like, what? No. And I'm like, oh, never mind. You want the small ones? Oh, okay. And I don't know anything about cars. He ended up deciding against it, but I said, free will, go for it, sir. If you want a sports car. He ended up being like, no, it's a dumb idea. I shouldn't do it. But I'm like, wow, that doesn't even cover what I've probably spent on myself like in the past 9 years we've been together.
Exactly. We just spend differently. We pick berries. They got to go get it like whole boost.
But I do love Michael every now and then will go on an Amazon like shopping spree and he'll be like, what do you want, babe? What do you need? And it's like, but it's men things. It's like a cover for our grill and like a grill brush and like new spearfishing things and like something for the dog. And then I'm like, oh, yay, lights. Like little things. I'm like, I don't want to buy it, but you can.
Yeah.
It sounds nice.
Just got, and that's when they're in the mood. You just got, we're like, oh, get that, and get the new cast iron and this, and we need a new washing machine.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it.
What's your hot take?
My hot take is, I thought this was appropriate with like trends and all that. We need to stop promoting a capsule wardrobe. Now, hear me out. I think everyone feels the same. Like, we've always been told this like capsule wardrobe. If you get these like 20 items, even myself, like I fall into that, like having those like 20 items in your wardrobe's complete and all this. And it's like, you always have to have the white t-shirt and the black t-shirt and all that. And there's something true. There's foundational. Get a good pair of jeans that you like and a good, but I think it's like those blanket Pinterest, like these are your 20 items. Cause I even like me, I've tried that in the past of like, I'm going to check these. I'm going to buy this item and it never worked. Do you know what I mean? And it never like fully fit and you could never do it because also like your, staple pieces go to style. We forget like a trench coat. Even though it's a nude trench coat, the style will change. And so like I saw this one like podcast. I'm like, oh, that's so true. And it's like cultivating like a personal style instead of just like a capsule wardrobe. And I think that would make it a lot easier because that's made it a lot easier for me to like build something in last, and we always joke about like skinny jeans and all that, but it's just like that. There's a few staple items. It's like a jean, a longer jacket, a t-shirt, but then like screw what those like little articles of like, you need this nude, you need this black thing, you need these jeans, because like all that changes. Like even like your basics change in what's in or not. So like I just heard the term like personal style, and I was like, there's something nice about this. So we need to stop. And it is good to like invest in your wardrobe, get pieces that you can use forever, so we're not constantly a trend. But like I was like, well, instead of maybe with the new year and you're going a lot of shopping, instead of being like, oh, I have to get these pieces, like I have to work out this way, I'm like, no, try to cultivate like personal style. Like you're a skinny jean girl, I'm more of like a straight leg girl, and it's just like, and just lean into that.
Yeah.
So I've started being like, we need to stop shoveling the capsule wardrobe down people's throats, because I also think that's to be wasteful. It's almost this like ideal, oh, I'm going to be there, like, oh, once I get this fitness I'll be there, and then you get there and you're like, I hate everything. So it's like, but you might be a pink girl, you might not be a nude girl, so it's like finding those things, and it's like you might need more color, and you might be bored with just having blacks and navies in your closet. So I'm like, there's a little thought I've been pondering.
Yeah, you know what I think is actually the biggest scam sometimes is the like idea of the autumn colors or the winter colors of like the color of the year. Like, have you noticed that like brands are like, I have a new color launching for fall, and I'm like, oh my god, how many browns can I have? So that's where, like you said, like I wear mostly black when I work out. As much as like it doesn't look as flattering as maybe a bright pink or something, it's like what I'm gonna actually wear. That's
what it comes down to, what you're actually gonna wear, and you love it so much you don't care if it's in or out. And like, or do you take full advantage? Like burgundy's in right now, and I love burgundy and have some burgundy pieces. So I'm just leaning into my burgundy moments. Like I wore this full burgundy set to Aritzia, and she was like, oh my god, love your fit. I'm like, thank you. This is 8 years old. You know what I mean? And so it's like lean into it when you have it and it's in, but also like next year I'm gonna wear burgundy. And so like don't feel pressure because burgundy's in and you're like, oh, I hate burgundy. Just skip it. Just skip it.
If you ever need to humble yourself, look at the underconsumption reels or TikToks. Those, I just watched one yesterday. It was like, you know, my nice set from college. I'm like, that's literally my entire kitchen is like, like hand-me-downs from Michael's mother. And I'm like, it's just nice to know that's normal.
Actually, new hot take. We need to stop using the term underconsumption core. Because think about this. It's all this idea of like no, that's just normal consumption. That's what a normal, like, it's so funny that we're so used to overconsumption. It seems like normal is like, oh, that's overconsumption. I was like, no, that's just normal. Like, you're allowed to buy something, hold on to it, not have the new trendy thing. Not everything has to be new. So, like, I was like, let's rebrand under as normal. That's like how normal people live, not this influencer 20 box unpackaging PR like thing. And it's like a new thing every season and a new pillowcase in it for Halloween and Christmas and all this. I'm like, just normal. Had the same knife set since college.
Not gonna lie though, when you see somebody get that Tower 28 package and they get all 10 lip glosses, I'm like, god damn it.
I'm like jealous.
Right?
But just realized that.
But I'd never actually buy 10. I'd buy one and then like milk it for a year.
That's the worst part of it all, is you see someone like $5,000 for a haul. I'm like, why are you posting this? But I watched the whole thing. It's mesmerizing. But I'm like, what are we doing? And then I feel guilty. You know what I mean? It's such a funny like place where we all watch it. But we're all sitting here being like, this is
and
obnoxious.
They're like, and this brown looks just like this brown, but with a different layer. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so dumb. But I'm like,
but I'm also loving it.
Consume it.
And so they're like, we're giving you the content we want. I'm like, true. We're all hypocrites at the end of the day.
We're all basic. That's the thing. Never apologize for being a little basic. I'm like, that's fine. I will sell myself as basic because that's what I am. One time, like years ago, Gymshark called me up. This is back when I worked with them. And they were like, hey, this YouTuber wants to work with you. He's looking for a basic girl. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, that's me. So what's up? And they were like, oh, pumpkin spice theme. And yep, we did it.
Yeah, perfect.
And he was like, I didn't mean to be offensive with that. I'm like, none taken. That's who I am.
Unpopular opinion. Basic means common. That just means you agree with most people. And I think that's a good thing. Yeah. Nothing wrong with agreeing with what most people like. It means most people like you.
I agree.
It's a good thing. Pro basic.
Pro basic. With that being said, let's get into the new basic trends, basic winter fashion that's coming up for 2024. So buckle up, you guys. We're going to talk about what you should be expecting, what you should wear or not wear to winter this year of 2024.
Let's jump in.
Okay. The 3 major players that you want to look out for. 1, oversized jumpers. I love this. And like a jumper as in like a onesie.
Okay, I thought so. Just want to make sure.
Clarify that. I don't really know how you dress it with a coat, but I'm not mad at it. 2 is fake fur coats.
Mhm.
Okay. And I love this because I feel like it's recycling from last year's mob wife era.
Love.
And 3, knee-high fucking boots.
Yes.
I feel like you'd rock them. You got the legs.
I have a pair. Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
I love them. I love it. And it's one of those ones, like, when they're in style, I wear them. And that's an example of something that always is in and out, in and out, in and out. But forever, it's just, like, depends on how it's dressed. So hold on to it. So, like, I have a pair. I love them to death. And, like, last year, I won't lie, the knee-high wasn't really in. So I wore this below-knee shoes. And now these are in. I'm like, bring them back out. And that's, like, a perfect example of, like, you love something, just hold on to it. And even, like, I rocked it once or twice. But I will say, something I really want. I know it's not oversized jumpers, like a ski suit, a chic ski suit for like, hear me out. I'm like walking because I live where it's so cold.
So you want a ski suit?
Because you walk for 10 minutes in the freezing -20.
But then
so
you're
I'm
like swish.
No, like a chic one. That's what I'm saying. Like not an oversized. Like imagine just the chic like ski ones. Where it's like the pants and they're tight and like that kind of thing, like a onesie, like a ski onesie. I'm like, imagine just walking around with one of those. I know I said oversized jumpers, but I'm like, what about that? That's my dream. I don't know if it'll be in or not, but I'm just like, I want it to. I'm manifesting it being in because that would be really nice for us girls who have to walk everywhere.
Because I was wondering, like, is it Michelin Man? But no, this sounds cute. Okay.
Like the sleek ones, you know what I mean? Where you look like aerodynamic. And I'm so glad the fox fur is back too. Yeah. Because I did get 2 and I love them. And I was like, don't be out of style.
I know. Yeah, I agree. The mob wife. But the only thing is, okay, I have to pack when I go somewhere cold. I have no room for knee-high boots or fake fur jackets.
That's the toughest thing about traveling summer cold. Do you know what I mean? You really have to pack smart. And you have to wear so much on the airplane and die of like overheating. And that's the sad reality. But actually fox fur, it's interesting, or just like fake fur, real fur. It's so true. Like that's actually such a timeless piece. Like my friend just thrifted, should be like $800 mink jacket for $80. Like at this one consignment store, they had the same one. She got it at a thrift store. And I was like, that's so true. Like that's something that literally never goes out of style. So that's why I'm like, oh, that's a practical purchase. Like how could something warm fuzzy not be practical? Because even if it's out of style, you'll still wear it to walk your dogs at 8 a.m.
Oh yeah, you'll stay warm, that's for sure.
So nice.
Okay, well, those are your 3 major players.
Love.
Now I put this as vibes. Okay, first vibe is boho. So flowy fringe ruffles. What do you think?
I love a flowy. I love like very girly, feminine. Just think like light, breezy things. Like I love the long flowy dresses under like a structured coat. Like I love that. I'm not a really fringe girl. So like boho, I'm very like picky about. Like I think there's girls who are boho and there's girls that aren't. And I'm like, I steal a little of the feminine pieces, but like the full boho vibes is so limited in Canada. So I feel you have the boho vibe. I think you love it. It looks so good on you too.
Thank you. I'm a boho bitch. One time I made a marketing company called Bohemian Babes with my friend.
I love that.
I know.
Bring it
Didn't
back.
go anywhere, but
that can be our merch.
Yeah, right. It was like we were 19 and we made it.
Oh my
God.
God.
I do like boho. I probably wouldn't really wear this though where I live, but if I still lived in Seattle, that was like my whole vibe was like artsy boho, ruffly, like things constantly flowy, Urban Outfitters, Free People.
Oh yes.
And then
that era.
Live on an island and now I'm sundresses, but
you can do boho sundresses. Like a little fringe, a little cowboy hat, a little, you know, like
fringe cowboy hat where I live.
Oh my God. But you know what I mean? Like that whole vibe with like the fringy little vest thrown over top of a sundress, like that kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean?
It wouldn't work. It would not work. I'm telling you that right now. I'd be sweating in my boots.
True.
Okay. Suited and booted. So you're going to be wearing a full-blown suit, like you're going to work with boots.
Like we're talking the sleek little pointed boots?
Yes.
I love that look. There's so many girls who have like the trouser with the pointed like black boot underneath. I love it. I'm like, will I wear it? I have a couple. That would be.
Ooh, you have a couple suits?
I have like, they're barely suits because like, but they have like the skirt. So that's what's like kinda. But I have one pair that the pants go. Like they're like flared trouser. So I
love trousers. I'm like a trouser hoe because I feel like they're comfy. They're like yoga pants or sweatpants. Yeah. And then like wearing like a nice blazer that I do wear. There's something like empowering about wearing a suit when you're a woman.
Yeah. I have seen coming in more because it's been about the oversized suit the last few years, but everyone like just seen Aritzia, which Aritzia knows. So it's a good like barometer of what's in. Everything's cinched in the waist again. So like all the blazers that have like the cinch in the waist, or they all have like a little dip in, like they're either built in with a little dip, or they actually have a little bow to tie around to cinch it in, versus just the big boxy oversized. So I think oversized.
I liked the oversized though. Then I could really let loose.
Okay. It's nice to have both. Like I love having an oversized with a really girly, sexy top under.
Yes.
Or like, you know what I mean? It's a nice balance.
Yeah.
Where it's not like too sexy, but it's a little bit just versus like, or if you like don't really want to have a top underneath, you just have it cinched and it's a bit more girly, a little less manly. So I like the juxtaposition with the two.
Okay. Fabu. Next up is neck up fashion. I am rocking it right now, a turtleneck. And it was really playing around with like scarves and like really pretty just like neck statement pieces.
Oh, I mean, I love a scarf. Just so practical. And then the turtleneck sometimes is so sleek, but sometimes you look like a painter. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're not right now, but there's a fine line of like a turtleneck. It either looks like a pre-ski, chic, French, Parisian, and every once in a while, like, I'll style it on myself, and I'm like, you look like a painter. Like, so, like, it's done right. Painter. It's one of those things, like, if you know how to accessorize and all that, love. But every once in a while, I try, and I'm like, you missed the mark there.
I've never, and now I won't, I won't get that out of my head.
I'm sorry I showed you, and every once in a while you'd be like, wow, welcome to my art show. Like,
I look like the Rock meme.
True. Whenever you wear like a necklace, I've done it so many times. Just as soon as you have a cute necklace over the black turtleneck, you're like, I'm the Rock.
Oh yeah, I've got my ass
first right
Remember
now.
I had a butterfly? It broke the other day.
No. I was gonna say I haven't seen the S on you before because you always had the butterfly before.
Oh, I had both. This I got at TJ Maxx in a little treasure hunt.
Nice find.
And Michael's like, "Where'd you get that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just found it."
Yeah, it's
like
weird.
I got it.
Gifted.
Yeah. That's always my line. He's like, "Where'd you get these?" Gifted. Yep. I'm like, "No, gifted by me."
He didn't ask who gifted from.
No,
it's not a lie.
No,
you can treat yourself.
Exactly. Okay, camo is back. I used to love camo back in 5th grade, but I left it back in 5th grade.
Yeah, I remember. It's just like it's too boyish for me. I'd prefer a cow print. You know what I mean? If I'm going to go in the prints, like I love, like I've seen a lot of cow print, like a cow print boot or a hat or a little top. Love that. But I'm not in the camo era. I'm not in my camo era.
No. Well, if it's like Cadet Kelly, I would be.
I don't know who that is.
Hilary Duff. Cadet Kelly, Disney Channel.
It's been a while.
She rocked camo. But I agree. I would like some camo shorts or camo baggy joggers.
Okay.
I can fuck with that.
I have to see a really chic girl style it, and then I'll probably be convinced. But right now, how I'm picturing in my mind, please do.
Right now, buying it.
And then I'll want to wear it.
Chic.
I was like, fabulous. I want to be just like you.
Paparazzi, I'll call them, don't worry.
They're everywhere in Vancouver.
Everywhere.
Can't get stopped.
Right? Okay, next up, big shoulders.
I've been in for a bit.
Like shoulder pads.
Yeah. I like it. Like, think of a big, like, oversized. Like, actually,
I hate it.
Elsa, who I love, is like my style icon. She came out with this, like, red, big shoulder dress, and it was fabulous. So, if done right, I like it.
Okay. I feel like I already have big shoulders and big traps, so I don't think I would like this. But if you're like really chic model-esque, yeah, you're gonna rock this.
I think it all depends how you style it. Oh, thank you. I love it in like a suit. Like it just all depends on. That's one of those like styling things that like anyone can do it. You have to be so good at like understanding proportions. You know what I mean? Like girls who like understand like true science behind fashion of like mixing patterns and symmetry and like proportions and all that. Like it's not even like body proportions of like you have a big structured top, so you should have a loose flowy bottom. Like I feel you have to be so good at that to structure that, like to actually, versus most of us do it and it's like you look like you're wearing your boyfriend's shirt.
Yes, or you look like Bob from Beetlejuice.
That too. So
do you remember that?
Yep.
Did you watch the second?
I haven't.
Oh, Bob's in it. It's good. My mom, well, it's kind of cheesy. My mom and I went and saw it.
Oh, nice.
But it's still cute. Glitter. I fucking love. What do you think?
On clothes or in makeup?
Sequins. Ooh. Clothes.
I honestly, especially like holidays, it's so fun. I love because it's tacky, but it's one of those fun things. It's like the only time you can be glittery, and like I love especially like a mesh. Like I think like mesh tights with a little glitter. It's just like it's a little fun. I love like a subtle little just add of something to it.
Me too.
Makes it holiday.
And New Year's is coming up. I love a sparkle. Okay, colorful layers. Like sweaters, and you'd like maybe have a cami underneath that's a different color.
Oh, I love that. Like I love just, a little pop of red, pop of green. Just makes it such like it's so depressing this time of year. Yeah. Everything's dark. I'm like, I feel
like spring, summer people with their colors would look really good in that. Not necessarily autumn.
Okay.
or winter.
Wouldn't you like someone who's like winter color palette?
Mm-hmm.
What about like a deep red on like I always think like a deep blue, green, or purple on like a really wintry skin tone. I feel that's nice.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I feel like if you're like a winter, especially cool, it's very about like contrast.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like for me. Contrast doesn't really look as good as so I've been told. Like because I'm so pale everywhere. Like my hair is pale, my skin's pale, my eyes are so like whenever I wear something really dark and dramatic, it's like very off-putting. Like it stands out versus someone who's like naturally like really dark hair and like and they're very like contrast. Like just think of my friend Lexi. She's like super pale naturally, but like dark hair. So when she wears like something like a deep red, it's just like bam in the best way possible. She like you don't even notice the color. She just like glows. So like I think someone who's like a winter like that.
Mm-hmm.
It can be like, oh, I love when I see like people like that. But
yeah, okay, love it. Circle skirts, so like they're flowy long skirts. Kind of look Amish to me.
The long ones, circle.
Mm-hmm. It was like showing in the article. Think of Amish long skirts.
Yeah, it's one of those. I'm like, if I'm gonna wear a long skirt, it's with a cute top in the summer. You know what I mean? Like the winter time,
I think this could be paired though with like a sweater.
That can be cute.
Yeah. Long skirts, long maxi things, I just don't like on my body because I think I'm like curvier with my legs. So like it doesn't look good. I'd rather like show off it. But then I have friends that love maxis and they're like, oh, can you bring me one time she's like, can you bring me a dress? Like she was like at the gym or something. We're going to dinner. She's like, do you have a maxi? I'm like, I don't own a single maxi. It like makes me look shorter. How do you feel with maxis?
I think it all depends. Like I love a maxi dress. I love a maxi dress, but maxi skirt, they have to be so well. 'Cause sometimes I feel like I am longer. And like sometimes it's just like it's too obvious I'm wearing. That you wear it and it's like nice blow. And sometimes I'm like, wow, it's a long skirt. Like I feel like like it's just like too much. But it all depends. Like sometimes I like it on me and sometimes I'm like, you missed the mark.
Okay, fair. All right. Feathers, fur, and fluff.
Ooh, I mean, fur and fluff, yes. Feathers? I don't know where I'd wear a feather.
Yeah, I don't either. I didn't think that one through.
I think of it just like in hats and decorations, which is giving.
Maybe you have a dress and the bottom's like feathery.
I guess, but it's really giving like 2010 bohemian, that era, like skinny boots. Like the little like what are the boots? The skinny like jeans. What are the boots?
Combat.
It's like combat boots. Plaid jacket, a fedora with a feather. Like it's giving that era. That's what comes to mind for me.
I would love if combat boots came back. I would love.
I mean, those boots are in, but just a different kind.
They're like Doc Martens now. Yeah. I agree. I drove by a place the other day when I was visiting my mom, and I was like, Mom, that's where I got my feather in my hair. It was a Fred Meyer, and they only had an orange feather, and I got it in my hair, and I loved it.
The time.
I would get a feather in my hair now. I'd get tinsel.
Oh, getting crazy.
I love that. Okay, bubble hems and peplums, and I ironically, inspo is like Selena Gomez and Sabrina Carpenter. And I bought a bubble dress. I, for once, was ahead of the trend.
Oh my God, look at you.
I know, I bought it.
How'd you like it?
It's okay. I just don't want to return it, so I'm going to wear it.
Do it.
But I was like, I should have gotten a size smaller. But I'm always between, like, do you go too small online shopping, but then, like, your butt will hang out? Or do you get medium, and then it's a little bit baggier, but you can cover it with a belt?
That's a tricky one. I feel like I always pick wrong there.
But I think bigger is always better.
Yes, because you can always get tailored and all. Depends on the vibe. Like I was even thinking, like I ordered my Halloween costume, and I was like, oh, which way? Because Revolve's fit sizing makes no sense. And I'm like, what do I want to lean? And I was like, oh, if I go a little big, at least it'll be comfy. But I'm like, it's Halloween. Go small. Like it's for a night. If you can't breathe, you're okay. Like it depends on like you're like, how much are we going to use this? What is this for? And I was like, it's a little too short for Halloween. That's okay.
That's true. That's okay.
So I'm like, I can wear spandex underneath if worse comes to worse.
I think like bubble dresses are supposed to be like a little bit more like dinnery girly, right? So you don't want your ass out.
Definitely not. But I love anything Sabrina. I've almost dived into this trend because I see it styled so well. But each time I go to buy it, I'm like, I bet you by the time I actually get around to wearing this, it'll be past. Like it's one of those ones I'm like,
the peplum? The bubbles?
Yeah. Bubble dress, the bubble skirt. It's one of those, like, it's beautiful if you're on the trend and you have it, rock it. But I'm at that, I'm like, I don't know if I will like it in a year. And there's other things to use my money for. So it's not like I'm like, versus like a pleated skirt, short skirt. Like, I love that. So I was like, jump on. I know I'm obsessed. This is like, I don't know if I've seen it so many times on Instagram that it looks good or it actually looks good. But right now it looks good. If you have it, wear it because I love it. But as someone who hasn't purchased it yet, I'm like, I don't know if I missed my chance.
Yeah. See, now that I see your day-to-day, you have to wear like everyday normal clothes, right? So you also have to invest in that. I feel like the only time I invest in clothes is at dinner.
Yeah.
Because I live in like sportswear.
Yeah.
Or shorts and a tank top that I still have owned from like college. So then it's just my dinner dresses I buy.
Yeah.
And that, my friend, is a dinner dress. But I would not wear a bubble skirt or a bubble dress walking in streets.
Yeah, that's fair.
Only walking 5 minutes. Just to look pretty.
Yeah, you got 0 or 100.
Yeah. Okay, country sad core. Yeehaw. So plaid, oversized scarves. Not like cowboyish, but like, more home style country. I don't know how else to describe it. Plaid.
Yeah. I mean, I love a plaid. It's all right now. Plaid for me gives like outdated, even though I love plaid. So I'm like ready for like seeing it rebirth like back. I saw this one girl. She had a blazer, a white tank top, and she like used the plaid shirt underneath. So it almost looked like the collar of her plaid or the collar of her blazer was plaid, but it was just how she layered it. It looked so chic, and that's like I'm excited to see how it's like reinvented because we talked like plaid to me is giving that same era of 2010 skinny jeans. Boots, fedora hat thing, and the plaid. But like I'm excited for like revamp because it can also be just like retro. I love any cowboy western. I love western inspired. Love. If it's western, I'm like obnoxious about it. Obviously, like cowboy hats, cowboy boots, cow print. Love belt burden in me. So I'm excited to see how this is like plaid's reinvented this year.
Yeah, I agree. Leopard print.
You're a leopard print girl or you're not. Some of my friends look Ash and Lexi. Oh my, it's like on them and it's like, it's everything. And I won't lie, whenever I wear it, I feel like it's like, you know how someone was like, oh, you clearly put on leopard print today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it stands out so much that like I had to make, it's not like a part of my wardrobe. It's like consciously like, oh, leopard print. I don't know. For me, I just can't pull it off.
It's like foreign to you? Like, it doesn't look right? Yeah.
It's just like anytime I've worn it, like it's something, I don't know why. I just, whenever I wear it, I'll take the cow prints. You can have the leopard.
Oh. Yeah. I don't like either.
Oh, there we go. Just kidding.
I don't want to be an animal. The leopard to me gives hoochie.
Oh.
It gives cheetah girl cheetah-licious.
Love.
But I'd rather wear cheetah before I wear leopard.
Okay.
I don't know. For me, I think it'd give me hooch. Like I would be like, I'm just like you. It does not fit my wardrobe. I think somebody would be like, you're trying really hard with that.
That's why I was like,
some people rock it.
Some people just looks like it naturally was always under the blazer.
They need to be like edgy.
They just have to be that girl. Edgy. That girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have friends like that. It's just them. They're spicy and sensual and it's just everything. And so then you just walked in and it was like, oh, that's probably what you wear to bed.
What do you mean we're not sensual?
We are, but differently. We're flowy.
As I'm wearing your like oversized Skims outfit last night.
That's so cozy.
Yeah, but not sensual.
No.
It's giving
cozy.
Mama bear. It's giving bear. Not leopard.
No, definitely not leopard.
You go to sleep in it. It's like in what is it? It Ends With Us. How Blake Lively sleeps in fishnet tights.
Oh yeah. It's like,
I'm like, yeah, right.
Okay.
But then I'm like, you look like a girl that would. You look great. Yeah. You look great.
Two types of girls.
Yeah. Okay. Colored leather.
Oh, if done right, love. Like I've seen a couple like brown leather,
everywhere.
Burgundy leather. Love.
It's all over my TikTok. I keep looking at TikTok shop. And it's like, as in like, I just will click and be like, how much is this? And I'm just getting fed this burgundy leather top. It's so cute.
At least burgundy is like one of those ones that like, it's forever a fall color. So I actually feel you can buy this if you love it. You know it looks good on you, that color. And like, you're fine forever. Because when has burgundy not been like a fall? Like the browns, burgundies, and greens, and like orange, it's always fall. It's just like, we just crave it come fall. So I feel that's like actually a good investment.
I agree. Okay. Last but not least, belts.
I've been looking for a belt. I'm loving how people style belts. I love it just as an added accessory. And I just like every day I go, and literally almost every day, to buy a belt. The Elsa Husk, her like line, I think it's like, I forget the name of it. She has a belt and I've seen so many girls wear it. I'm like, I should just buy it. It's on Revolve. I'm like, just buy it. I talk myself out of it.
You should show me it.
I will.
I have this toxic trait where I won't try on a belt and then I'll buy the wrong size belt. So I have at least 3 in my closet. They're always like $10 from Forever 21. And I'm like, damn it. I should have tried it on. One time I tried to cut it off. Yeah. To like fit me. Didn't fit.
Classic.
But once Nona and I, we were in LA and she was like, let's go into Banana Republic. I want a belt. I'm like, okay, we go in. Banana Republic is so expensive now.
I could see that.
It was like $300 for her belt.
It's crazy.
We were like trying them on. The guy brings it in and he's like, "Do you want champagne? Do you want something more?" I'm like, "It's Banana Republic."
Yeah.
Like, what? And she was like, "I know, it's so high end now." And she like reads the price tag and she's like, "I'm just gonna put that down."
Mm-hmm.
But for a belt.
It's crazy.
I'm like, what?
You know what belt is living rent free in my head though, and I have to get rid of it. And I've seen so many influencer chic girls wear it. That Celine belt, the like Celine logo. But all it's giving me though is remember the Gucci belt. Mm-hmm. And then it was the Hermes belt. Mm-hmm. And now the new one, like the It belt that looks so good because everyone's styling it so well, is that Celine. I know I can't buy it because by the time I actually convince myself to buy it, it will be the new Gucci belt. And it's like so tacky. Do you know what I mean? And so by the time, but like it's so like the logo's so cute. It's just gold, but it's not worth that price.
This thing?
But yeah, how cute is like especially the gold, like the little skinny gold.
That is really cute.
It's so see, look how they style it. It looks so, and in my mind, I'm like, it looks so timeless. We said that about the Gucci belt. We said that about the Hermes belt. So just got to be careful. I've learned that. Mm-hmm. Anytime it's like a really in logo-y belt, I've always seen, like, they never stay for more than a year or two. Yeah. And spend like $700, whatever, on a belt that you like resent in 2 years. I'm like, don't do it, Keltie. Don't waste your money on that.
Back in the day, the way I would have given my left foot for a Gucci belt.
Oh my God, right?
And now I'm like, Gucci who?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think of that belt, but for the longest time, that was my dream belt. I was like, I want it. Mike was like, that belt is so chic. You should get it. And then I was like, no, we always live somewhere hot. I don't need a belt. Thank God I did not buy that belt.
Oh my God. I remember especially like I was in Toronto. It was the first time like seeing fashion. It was all over Instagram. So many of the girls downtown. And I was just like, oh my God, to be them to buy a Gucci belt. Like it was just like, that would make every outfit.
Oh, and thank God. Like, it'll solve all my problems.
Right? Fully. You're like, every outfit will be put together no matter what I wear. Mm-hmm. And I was convinced, but thankfully, like I couldn't afford it because thank God, like in a way, because now like nothing, actually, ironically, I feel the Gucci belt is coming back a little. Like sometimes I see people wearing it, I'm like, low-key, you kind of pulled it off.
Okay, maybe I'll give my left toe this time.
Okay,
not my whole foot.
Worth it.
Yeah. I'll just throw myself a little bit. Just a little. But for now, I'll stick to the Forever 21 belts. Thank you very much. Okay. So, what is something, I thought this would be a fun little segment, something you want to become, that you want to become a trend or be like a favorite winter style of yours?
First, ironically, because I didn't read all the vibes that you had, and so this kind of says a lot. I said furry jacket. Ooh, yeah. Like fox fur, all mine are fox. Or, you know what, go thrift, like what my friend did, an old mink jacket. Like, you know, that's so sustainable. It's already built. It's already out there. And you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I'm like, because it's so cozy. It looks so chic. It's so fun to have like a little, like, I love wearing like a little tank top or bandeau under a big furry jacket in the winter. Like, it's just giving a pre-ski Switzerland. Like, I love it. So just like, I was like, please come back for at least several more years or just never go out. So that was my first. So I'm glad to hear it's supposed to be back.
Okay. What's your second?
Second, a pair of winter boots. Like there's always an it pair of boots that actually us girls can walk in, because there's Uggs. Don't get me wrong, Uggs are great, but you can only walk so far, and you can't actually be in snowy or rainy climate. Like LA girls that wear like brisk, but not actually weather conditions. And the moon boots were the closest, but you can't actually walk in those things. Like they're so big and clunky, so you can walk around the ski slopes, but I'm not walking 5K on a hot girl walk in my moon boots. It's like a pair of boots that are actually winter boots we can walk in. Like, I feel so many of the winter boots are just like meant to be like pop outside for 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Or like you have to pick. I'm like, why can't an in boot actually be an actual winter boot?
Do you not like dogs? Aren't those winter boots?
They're okay, but they're still not like an actual like the snow. You know what I mean? Like,
what about Sorels?
See, but those are like, they're fine, but they're not the it shoe. That's what I'm getting at.
They're
like,
a little dorky, but they'll do the job.
I was going to, we deal with Sorels and Docs because that's what we deal with, but they're never the it shoe. It's never an actual practical winter shoe.
I think they just need to change their marketing.
True.
And they could become the it shoe.
Either way, this
weird platform.
What moon boots were last year and Uggs, I want to be a shoe that I actually am like, this feels good on my foot and it stays my foot dry. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
How about you?
Must be rough, girl. Okay. Skinny jeans with ankle boots. Let me tell you, those Kathy Jean boots, I fucking love them. And if anyone knows what Kathy Jean is, do you know what Kathy Jean is?
I don't.
My mother and I used to shop
Google
at Kathy Jean. I don't know if they ever went out of style, but they always had these absurd deals every week. So we would go, and we were just really being tricked into buying these. And they're like these really cute ankle boots. I brought them to this trip, and I wore them all the time.
Like this? Or what's that?
Oh, yeah, I did own yeah. Kind of like that, though.
Yeah. Okay, kind of like a Chelsea boot.
Yes, I like the Chelsea boots, but there was always like a little heel. And I still wear them with my skinny jeans. I saw there was no skinny jeans on this winter trend. So I think you lied to me, and now I look like a millennial wearing skinny jeans, but that's fine.
That's what Aritzia's selling them.
Okay.
I trust the Aritzia girlies.
We're going to go to Aritzia and see what they say. They're like, oh my God, that's such a chic pair of jeans. I'm like, thanks, it's from college.
And they're like, do you want to buy another pair for $300 so I can make commission?
I'm like, oh my God, do they make commission?
Yeah, that's why they sell you everything. They make a commission. They're little hawks. If you walk in
I
there.
didn't know that. I thought they were just like, I just thought they had to be. I've never once been asked like who you worked with.
No. Aritzia girls make commission. So that's why they come in there.
The new
This
Nordstrom.
looks so cute on you and this. And like that's why the second you're holding something, they're like, oh, can I hold it for you instead of room? Because then they claim you as theirs.
Oh.
So they're not just trying to be like, so that's why I'm like, yeah, no, they're making money, baby.
Smart.
It's such a, that's why I'm like, do you actually look good in this? Or is the Aritzia girl trying to make money?
Aritzia makes me want to pull my hair out. Like, I love the style. I love perusing. I think the girls are lovely. But there is one thing about me. I do not want to be hyped up when I'm in a dressing room, extremely vulnerable, and you won't show me a mirror.
Yeah, it's
I
a little
hate
psycho.
it. It is like, if I had to go into a horror film and that's like a phobia, that would be one of being like having to walk outside of your dressing room when you're not sure if something looks good on you for everyone to hype you up and you know it could be a lie.
Yeah. I just feel I'm getting tricked because I leave there like with such an ego. I'm like, I look so good in this outfit. And then you get home, you're like, is it?
Oh, I'm someone that will be very honest with them, being like, I think this looks awful on me. And they'll be like, oh. And I'm like, it's just not my thing. And they're like, oh, really? It's so cute. And I'm like, but you just said that about everything else. So, I mean, they do help me find my jeans, not gonna lie. Yeah. But, like, when they try to give me those little bodysuits, and I'm like, no, I'm very picky, girlfriend. Like, I know what I like and I know what I don't.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah,
hold your ground.
Anybody, please, put the mirrors back in Aritzia.
They just don't have them in a room. You have to go out in the public mirror.
I hate that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, that's toxic.
It's very toxic.
It's very toxic, especially like, like it's such like, especially jean shopping. I know it's such a hard point for so many women. So to think like someone's already uncomfortable and they have to go out in public and they see people
fit right.
I know.
And then you have to ask for a bigger size in front of everybody. It's just like literally my nightmare.
Yeah.
I hate shopping like that. Absolutely hate it. Okay. Well, that was my first one. I feel all triggered now. And then baggy long sleeve, like flowy tops from Free People.
Ooh.
They were like the thermal, like kind you could wear when you were like in the snow, but they were baggy and trendy.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They like had like little indents in them. I don't know how else to describe them, but
it's
they were
like a waffled almost.
Yes, waffled. They were very in back in college, and I thought they were so cute.
I do love like, I guess the baggy, but I do love like the, you know, the tight waffled underneath, like layered, almost like long john feeling. There's something about that layer that's so nostalgic that you're like, oh, it's winter and I'm getting dressed to go out in the snow. Like it can be done so like, what would be like festive-y. Like I do like that. I
think girls look so cute that have a like turtleneck tight long sleeve on with like a baggy tee over.
Oh, yes.
I think that is the cutest thing ever, but the way my armpits would never allow that. Like that, you will never catch me wearing a tight thing around my armpits unless it's see-through. So, and then nobody will see my sweat.
There we go.
The way I would just pit through all of that, this even makes me pit.
Yeah.
It touches my armpit for 1 second and I'm pitted. So I love it, but it couldn't be me.
You know what? Normalize for girls, you know, like guys get the vent little thing, like in our athletic wear, like normalize that for the girls too. Just a little like vent, just let the sweat come out a little moisturizer, the wicking, little moisture wicking.
I agree. I just triggered on this episode.
Oh,
okay, well that wraps up the winter trends. I hope this was helpful. Hope you like some of these. And yeah, let us know if you snag anything relevant or you notice the trend yourself. But with that being said, don't forget to leave us a review, come say hi on our Instagram, our YouTube, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.